holes for? Are just bugs that live in it? Tell me what bugs that live in it.
Hi, Teddy. Thank you so much for sending me your mystery holes. What a great find. I think you had a really good idea thinking that maybe those holes were made by bugs, by insects. You were thinking small, and that's exactly what I think you need to be. But I think instead of insects, I think maybe those holes were made by worms, earthworms and night crawlers. When it gets wet, those worms come out of the ground a lot of times, and then you'll see the holes. Now, a long time ago, they said, well, the worms have to come out of the ground when it's raining because the holes fill up with water and then the worms can't breathe. But scientists right now are thinking that maybe doesn't quite work. They're thinking, well, if that were true, then all of the worms that lived underground should come out. But they don't. So let's make it easy. Let's say we have 10 worms living under the ground and it starts to rain. Maybe 2 of them are going to come out and the other 8 will stay down. Well, that doesn't make sense then. If they can't breathe, they shouldn't be staying down there. Scientists are now thinking, well, maybe it's a way to move. Because if it's too crowded where you live or they're eating up the food, earthworms will eat soil. And when they're eating soil, they're also eating all of the parts of dead plants and other things that are down, get mixed into the soil. And maybe there's not as much food left. And then maybe you want to move to the other side of your yard. Well, it's a long way for a worm to get all the way across your yard. And if he comes out and just crawls across the dry soil, it's going to dry up his skin, which isn't good for them. They need to keep their skin moist so that they can breathe, because they don't breathe like we do. They don't have lungs. They don't go. They absorb air through their skin. And if their skin dries out, they can't breathe anymore. So the scientists are saying, hey, you know what? If it's wet outside, it makes sense that the worms would come up and then they can scoot across the wet ground or the mud and stay nice and wet and be able to breathe and get to a new location where maybe it's not so crowded or maybe there's more food. Thanks for being a great nature detective, Teddy, and sending us your mystery holes. Keep looking and keep searching, and feel free to send me more stuff. And that goes for everybody out there. If you're out somewhere and you see something kind of cool or you don't know what it is, get a video of it if you can. Get a video of yourself or your children. It doesn't have to be kids. It can be anybody. Just say, hey, Ruth, hey, Megan, what is this? Or hey, Naturalist at Beaver Creek, or hey, Beaver Creek, what do you think this is? And we can try to help you figure out the mystery. You do have to tell us where you live. Teddy's mom told me that he lives in the southwest part of Wisconsin. And so I knew that it's probably fairly similar to where I am up here in west central Wisconsin. But if Teddy had been in Louisiana or something else, then I might have to do a little more research trying to help him figure out what his mystery holes were. If you find a mystery and you make yourself a video or take a picture, send it to us at bcr@beavercreekreserve.org. Have fun exploring, and if you find some mysteries, send them to us. Have a great day.